Hello, everybody. Greetings. My name is Harold, and today I just wanted to talk about a taboo subject that a lot of families deal with here, South Carolina, maybe others surrounding here, is incest. Uh, I've seen it myself. As a little boy. You know, cousins trying to do things to you. Uh, you know, I ran into people in like the VA hospital that talked about how they got molested by their own, family members of little kids to the point where, it caused them to turn to drugs and drinking and become suicidal. In my family, my wives, both wives, first wife, molested by a father, ran deep in his family, and even have a child that's, in the family that might have got fathered by the grandfather. Nobody talks about it. My mother, my wife talks about her mother and sisters being molested by uh, her grandfather, their father, and you know, and basically being a perpetrator, people highly esteem him. So, you know, it's just something I wanted to talk about and something I deal with personally. I never was raped, but it was attempted, as a little kid. Got out of that. Even some of the older boys in my neighborhood, you know, would try certain things on the younger boys. I've seen it happen. Somebody tried it with me, but going into the military, being young, having an NCO, trying to basically, I guess, call himself gonna rape me or seduce me because he thought I was under the influence of drugs. Got out of that, but it bothered me, because I grew up, Christian, Pentecostal. I wasn't saved, but I wasn't exposed to, the same sex, seeing the same sex with each other like that. So it's something that, I knew was wrong, even at a young age. But it's like a lot of things, it's like get covered up within families. The person that actually, perpetrate, I say, a crime or do the molestation, they pretty much are left alone, you know, and they need healing too, you know. A lot of times the family don't want to, call the police, have somebody locked up, because I think, me personally, it would open up a can of worm, because a lot of times that person that do the molest, they might have got molested. And the mothers and the dads, the uncles, whoever, they know the history. So it's like, let's just cover it up. And I just, it's like a big issue, I mean, as a born again Christian, it's like, how can people get healing? How can you get forgiveness of sin? You say that you're a Christian, and like two of the guys that I know personally, like my late daughter, my oldest daughter, got raped by her uncle. She told me right before she got murdered, and I never knew. I knew it was a change in behavior, but I never knew until recently. And all different types of things go through your mind. It's like it's hard for me to look at that person the same way, even though we're supposed to forgive, but it's hard to forget. But it's like my question to her mother, and the mother confided in me, she got molested by the same brother. I'm like, what happened? Did you go to your mother? Was he ever locked up? Is anybody tried to talk to him. Was he molested? And, it's like you don't really get too many answers. It's just like just leave it alone. But then when you one-on-one by yourself or in relationships or on jobs, it's like it distorts the person's thinking, their mindset. You might can't handle certain things. You're sensitive in certain areas. Like my first wife, she would always accuse me of sleeping with my own kids or my sister or my mom, because her mind would go there because of what happened to her. So it's like she had some very deep wounds and trust issues, and it was suicidal. But then it also made her very sexual, where she would she told me she thought having sex with somebody was a form of love. That's love for her. So she was very promiscuous, and it confided, I don't know how to stop, So I'm not a healer, but when you get older, you start contemplating and thinking and meditating on certain things, and this is a big thing. This is a very big thing, to me. And I think it should be talked about more. Talked about more in churches. Talked about more in families. So these open wounds can be closed. People can get healing. They can move forward, not walk around angry. It's like with my daughter. I think she was still angry with her mother, my baby mama, whatever you want to call her. She's still angry. It's like you don't understand, even though when you're young, you have puberty, you're curious, and you do certain things, but it shouldn't be your family members that's older than you taking advantage of that, So I just wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to encourage anybody that's been through it, to get help. It's okay to talk with somebody. I have PTSD from the military, so, you got to throw pride and ego away, and sometimes just find somebody. Can't just talk to anybody and get some help, Get some help. It's like my own father, may he rest in peace. He slept with my first cousin and produced my half brother. I love my brother. I love my father, and I love my cousin, but it's like, what kind of mess that creates, But it's like people are so much into the flesh, gratification. They don't care who or what, So it needs to be addressed. And I'm just, a black man here in South Carolina that want to talk about it, So like I said, if it happened to you, get some help. Talk to somebody. Ask questions. And a lot of times it's unwarranted. People don't want to talk. It's uncomfortable. But you got to look out for you. I found that out. You can't spare somebody else's feeling, especially when they cause all the pain and you going through all the pain and the grief, the suicidal thoughts, the hurt, the wounds, and your relationship suffering. And you don't know what's normal, because a lot of us is abnormal. We're not functional. We're not operating functional, So I just encourage anybody that watches this video that's been molested, or if you're a molester, to try to get to the foundation or the core of why, when, and where, and spiritually and physically it will help you. And I just want to say thank everyone for watching us. Have a blessed day.